Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're going to look at the installation, setting up and using of the brand new unofficial C-130 mod in DCS World. It's currently the 9th of November 2020. It will be using open beta version of DCS. Bring up a browser. This link, which I will link in the video description, I'm going to download, ping, let that download, and finished. Let's open up where that is, show in folder. I'm going to go into the Hercules zip file and I'm going to select the Hercules there, left control and Charlie to copy. Now I've got to go and find my saved games folder. That would usually be somewhere on your C drive. In fact, it would usually probably be on your C drive, users, your user, then in saved games. I've moved mine, however. If you want to move yours, I've got a tutorial on how to do that. And I've moved mine to F drive, save games, where I've got a bit more space. DCS, yours may say DCS Open Beta, so just bear that in mind. Mods, if you don't have a folder called mods, make one, spelled exactly like that. Aircraft, same thing, make sure you've got that folder. Okay, you can see I've got some mods in there already. Paste. That's it, done. Installed, cross everything off. Now let's go into DCS Open Beta version. We're in DCS now. We've created a quick mission in the Persian Gulf. I've already got a couple of Hercules down there, but if I wanted to add some extra, I would click on the aircraft symbol. Click one there, go to turning point in this case, select Hercules, which is what this mod is called, client, and I'm going to make it that's a little bit faster, Hercules, so let's put it at sensible speed, add a waypoint. And that is a flyable Hercules added in. Now, interestingly, in this mod, we go to payload. We've got some really interesting payload. Now, this is heavily work in progress, and most of this is not going to work properly at the moment. But we've got some interesting loadouts. We can have SAM Hawk payloads, and these work, as far as I'm aware. You can load and jettison these Hawk payloads, which are going to allow you to, set up Hawk stations. Rockets, JATOs, I think work. We'll give that a go, in fact. Pods, JATO, what's this? Ammo for, oh wow, look at that, ammo for AGM-65. So this is, as well as being a fighting station, this is going to be for logistics in dynamic campaigns and stuff like that, which is going to be really interesting. Also weapons, most of these don't work because, it's just not that far along yet, but just out of interest, we've got external fuel tank, we've got some rocket pods, we've got an M61. Although I don't think the real one actually had an M61, I think it was a 25mm cannon, because we interviewed a guy that works on one of these. That said, it was an earlier model, so I'm not sure. We've got a GAU 23A chain gun. We've got a couple of Maverick E's, a Maverick G and a Maverick E. We've got a Lightning T-Pod. We've got a 105mm howitzer. We've got a G model and an E model again. So it's quite exciting loadout we've got there. Can't change colour at the moment, as far as I'm aware. Internal fuel... Otherwise, just the normal options. Let's now look. Let's now load it into the cockpit. So I'm going to accept what we've got there, and I'm going to save it. So let's start on the ground, where it's going to be nice and quiet. Before we look around the pretty cool cockpit, let us go and set up our controls. So first of all, in adjust controls, axis controls, you're going to set all your normal axis controls up as you would. So you would set your pitch, your roll, your rudder, and with your necessary axis tune in there. You would set your throttle left, your throttle right, although there's 4 engines, so we can only control 2 left, 2 right, obviously. That's just what DCS supports at the moment. Wheel brake left and right, I think works, and zoom view, so that's what I've got there for my axis. For the more binary commands, how should we do this? Let's go to all. We're going to set to fire the guns, which we can do, fire cannons, to pickle launch payload, which I think you can do as well for the Hawk launchers. We've got that there. To slew the TDC, which I don't actually think is implemented yet. I stand to be corrected, but we've got those buttons there. To slew the cannons around, we've got cannon slew up, down, left, and right. Trim up, left, roll right. Flaps, which I can't actually get working at the moment. Flaps increment up, increment down, and we've also got flaps 50, 100, and 0 if you wanted them. Change crew members. 1 is captain, 2 is co-pilot, 3 is loadmaster, 4 is the ramp station, ramp master, I'm not sure what it's called, and 5 is the cannon station. So you've got 5 crew members, and you can play them all. To open the rear door for cargo, we've got that there. And to close the rear door, we've got that there. Now we'll have a quick look around. Now this is obviously extremely early access. You know, it can do basic flying, we can chuck SAMs out the back, we can use our guns. As far as I'm aware, you can see we've got beautifully modelled there. We've got GBUs, we've got a GBU 12 I think, a GBU 38, the different Mavericks and the racks that hold them. As far as I'm aware, at least, there's no way of actually using them at the moment, but they are modelled. We've got a rocket pod there. The actual model of the aircraft is pretty cool. I mean, it's not super F-14 professional, but it's, you know, it's pretty decent in general. We've got the M61 there. We've got the 30mm there, and we've got the howitzer there. All of those work. Flight surfaces all work. See if I can get flaps working now. Ah, flaps are working now. For me, this mod is unreliable. I've had a couple of crashes, but obviously it's an early access, unofficial mod. Okay, I've got the flaps working now, which is good. In here, we're in the co-pilot seat. Sorry, the pilot seat. The co-pilot seat. You can fly the plane from the co-pilot as well, obviously. We've got the Loadmaster. Bit of a funny name, really, because this guy appears to be doing weapons stuff, but officially it seems to be called Loadmaster. We've got the ramp controller, and I should show you at the moment that we can ping, open the ramp, which is pretty cool. We've got controls here. This is a clickable cockpit, not fully clickable, but it is a clickable cockpit, which is why I'm so impressed by it. You can see I can't turn my head all the way around with track guard to look at that yet, but you can see we've got hydraulic pumps and cargo door switches and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna. Oh, look at that! Didn't realise that. Anyone know what that number is? I'll be interested to know what that number is if anyone does.
Is it the angle of the ramp?
No, whatever I do, the number goes down. It's almost like it's pneumatic, you know, points or something. I can't zoom in to read it because my track eye won't go there. So you got that. I don't know what that is, but let's turn that off, shall we? We've got lights and stuff like that as far as I can see. Not sure any of it actually works at the moment, but okay. Gunner we'll come to in a bit. Let's have a look more around the pilot. Now around the pilot seat you've got a kind of modern HUD for this model that features in the pilot and the co-pilot. We've got a pretty cool looking yoke like that. Left side panel, nothing, not clickable, not modelled. Right panel, not clickable, right modelled. Centre panel, half modelled, should we say? How much of it actually does stuff at the moment, I don't know. I haven't, you know, there's no manual or anything comes with this, so you can only figure it out by pressing stuff. As far as I'm aware, none of this kind of stuff does anything or works yet. However, I don't really know, and I'm just guessing at this point. This is just a, you know, first impressions, looking at it for the first time video anyway. Oh look, numerics. Okay, very good. Other stuff down here, what have we got? AFCS, again, how much of it's actually modelled?
Autopilot.
Does appear to be modelled.
Autopilot.
Okay.
Autopilot.
Interesting. I could have upset it. There we go. We'll leave that on, shall we? Aerial delivery. Ramped. Oh, we can open the ramp from here, look. Try and get that. Yep, so we can do that. Computer drop auto. Air deflector open. Shoot release. I wonder what shoot release is. Do we have a Tuck? We happen to have a Hercules tech just in the chat as we do. Did these things have parachute? No, they don't. They have reverse thrust. I think reverse thrust is modelled as well. But I haven't quite figured it out yet. In fact, let's just have a look at that. No, I've got rocket assisted takeoff. There we go. Throttles beta full reverse. So we do have the ability, it looks like, to reverse throttles. The parachutes for cargo are Herc chap says, which is great. Again, I'm not going every button here. I'm just giving you a rough feel for what's in there. ICS, nothing modelled there yet. Pilot lighting, stuff is modelled there. This does work as well. You can see I've turned the dials down. Dome lights. For some reason it's really hard to. So as far as I can't see those lighting actually working. These are all duplicated on the co-pilot, and the co-pilot can use them. Now I should say at this point, if you want to get together with your 5 mates in multiplayer, as far as I can see, it doesn't work. Myself and RC tried it, and it just crashed. Well, I mean, we can only go by what we had, and as soon as we tried to get RC in the plane, it crashed, didn't RC?
No, yeah, I crashed in single player too.
Yes,
so.
that's not a full proper test because RC does crash in single player as well. But just bear in mind, we at least haven't managed to get it to work in multiplayer yet. We've got flight instruments there, indicator lights there, stopwatch which is clickable but doesn't seem to do anything. We've got some options here. Okay, so what do you want? Your speed, your altimeter. Stuff that's clickable here. Again, how much actually does, I just don't know. I was doing something. Oh my goodness gracious me, what have I just done?
Flaps.
I turned AT on and it did something. And we're driving, apparently.
Flaps.
Auto throttle?
Yeah, it must be auto throttle. How do I turn it off, RC? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I've done it.
Throttle.
Move your.
It does work.
throttle.
It does work. It must have been some sort of. It's probably just a simple autopilot or something. But oh, it's auto throttle. Right. Okay. Interesting, guys. Just the little panels here. Yeah, wow, functional. Look at this. Bearing in mind, this is just a modification of probably FC3. You've got to admit, it's quite clever. I mean, again, I don't know what I'm doing here. Engine doesn't work. So there's some odds and sods that do work. I mean, download the mod, come and try it yourself. I'm not going to sit through all this at the moment, but a certain amount of this has been programmed, which is cool. Not functional there. Okay, engine instruments and stuff. Does it work? Let's try spooling. Yes, it does. Look at that. Very cool. Chronometer. Presumably a backup ADI of sorts, which I can't seem to adjust or cage. Okay, gear knob, which does work. Landing lights, which do work. And then more or less, no, not replicated. We've got a whole bunch of different stuff over here. Hydraulics, which do work. And I'm not going to press that because I will destroy it. There's that PSI again for that pump that we were messing around with earlier. Is the real Herc this simple, or is it just not many buttons have been put in Tux? Because there's hardly any buttons here. ICS appears to be a duplicate panel. Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, it does, Iron Wolf. I'll show you that in a minute. It's really awesome. I think this is duplicate. Yep, looks duplicate. Duplicate, 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 and a duplicate HUD. Okay. Oh my God, buttons up here too. I'm not going to press them because I'll just destroy them. Why not? That's my job, I suppose. Wow, I've just fire extinguished my engines. Okay. This is far. I had to play with this earlier off camera, and it all worked. This stuff here, engine stuff. Oh God, this is bringing back horrible memories of MI8 controls. None of this appears to be modelled. Actually, correction, that is none of this. None of this. None of this. That is. So you've got about 50% functionality up here. If you want to go and have a look at that. Lights. Stuff is modelled. Bleed air for what it's worth. Electrical. Partially modelled by the looks of it, which is cool. Generators, APU. So it looks like about kind of 50% complete. You can see all the displays and stuff have gone off. That's cool. Right, let's get in a new model, new plane. Okay, let's press the 3 button. We're through to the Loadmaster, quote unquote. So this guy is really exciting. And in fact, just stop you at this moment and say that I didn't think multi-crew aircraft, as in more than 2 people, would be suitable for DCS. This has sort of excited me a little bit. I find this really interesting that we've got this, even this just relatively simple mod, and I've got 5 crew members that could potentially, it just excites me about the possibilities of what we could maybe do in DCS. But anyway. Loadmaster now, and we've got some functionality. Battle stations control, power on. We have, as far as I understand it, That, I think, is going to be our T-pod there. That, I think, is going to be... I don't know what that is yet. And this is going to be weapon control. So we're going to be presumably using our T-pod and firing our Mavericks and GBUs from here. Buttons do click on, but obviously, you know, the screens aren't programmed yet. So you can see yourself adjusting your T-pod in here and then aligning your target, and then weapons master arm, which works. Trigger and stuff works, and we'll go and fire some stuff. What guns do I want to fire? Just the howitzer, just the minigun, or, you know, whichever. I don't think I can fire the Mavericks and bombs. Bomb fuse. That's interesting. We'll just see what happens when we get in the air, I think. Non-functional, non-functional, non-functional. Non-functional screens. Pylons jettison. Whether I want to pylon jettison or whatever. Arm the pylons, presumably. Sugar. Okay. T-pod aligned with cannon. Cannon slave to T-pod. Cannon stabilizer. Fleur. DMT. Ah, that's interesting. Got a dual mode tracker. Presumably that thing on the front. Down the bottom. Also, apparently there's a lightning T-pod. Where's that? Or is the lightning T-pod that thing on the front? Piques my curiosity, guys. So that's that guy. I'm just seeing he's got some basic lighting. Oh, what's that? I've not seen this before. Cargo jettison. Okay, so here's where we can do our airdrops and stuff. No, it doesn't appear to be functional. Oh, yes it is. Again, partially functional. Open the ramp door again from here. I have not the foggiest what any of this stuff is, but... Oh, look at that. It worked. Okay. You'll have to tell me what I'm doing here, but... It does some stuff. Interesting. Okay. So that's that. You know, eventually if they carry on programming, I don't know if they will, they, you know, have... Oh no, what is that? I thought it was a joystick. Is it a joystick? I think it is. The keypad here, very interesting. Let's go to the Ramp Master. We've already been here. Nothing else to do here. And the gunner. And we can aim our guns. I can only figure out how to do the howitzer at the moment, but obviously you can choose the other guns as well. Now, I'm going to try taking off, and it's almost certainly not going to... Well, there's a new view there. I'm going to try taking off, and it's almost certainly not going to work because I can't figure out how to turn the parking brake off. Tux, where's the parking brake in one of these? So, anyway, I can't work out how to do the brakes. Ah, another station. Who's that? And what does that station do? It's not modelled at the moment. I don't know, organiser, communicator, navigator? There's no flight engineer's seat. I've already checked. There is. The 5 that I've said. Cannon, target station, captain seat, ramp, co-pilot, and load master. So, no flight engineer at the moment. I guess there'd be nothing to do. You'd have to use files and stuff like that. Okay, guys, let's just jump in the air for the fun of it. So...
Throttle. Throttle.
Right, it's shouting at me, so that's okay.
Autopilot.
Don't you worry.
Autopilot.
Let's see what she feels like.
Autopilot.
Actually...
Autopilot. Bank angle. Autopilot.
Actually quite good. Jeez, imagine flying with me with a Hercules pilot.
Autopilot. 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 Bank angle. Bank angle. Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
I wonder if we can overspeed it.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
That'll be a yes.
Autopilot.
Obviously, I'm flying this like a fighter plane. No, like Hercules shouldn't be driven like this.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
HUD's cool. That must be speed there. Barometric altitude there, presumably radar altitude there. Heading and stuff.
Autopilot.
It actually feels okay. You know, it's just a free mod at the end of it. It actually feels okay, considering it is just, you know. That's quite cool. Watch this, valued viewers. This is something I learnt in the Navy. Got to set my autopilot up.
Autopilot.
Oh, shut up.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
No, wrong one. Oh, I got the jet. I haven't tried the jet boosters yet. I just fired them. I just fired them. That's funny. Not designed for that. Where am I? Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Power station on.
Autopilot.
All weapons.
Autopilot.
Wonder what this does.
Autopilot.
Nothing. Get some carrier. Interestingly, I can fly the plane from this view. I can only aim the howitzer at the moment. Get some. Get some. Boom. Very cool. That's pretty much the extent of it so far as I can see. You got some basic implementation in the cockpit, and at the rear we can go and drop hawk sights, we can fire guns at stuff, you know, not particularly realistically, but just how we can do with a basic thing. The flight model actually feels okay. I mean, I don't know anything about the Hercules, how it should fly, but it feels like a big, chunky, slow plane. So that's quite cool. Like I said, I can't actually get it to work on the ground, but that's just me being an idiot. We do have rocket boosters, which do work as far as I can see. Download it. It's free, so download it. Come and play with it. Don't expect it to be particularly stable. We've had lots of crashes. Again, we can't get it to work into multiplayer. I'm not saying that you can't, so go and try it. There's no harm in doing that. It's super easy to set up, and like I said, it's a really interesting, if nothing else, concept of what could be possible in the future for DCS. And our first taste, as far as I can see, of what it could be like with multi-crew. What would be lovely, you know, I mean, full multi-crew, as in lots and lots of humans in one plane. It'd be really interesting if this mod could get working on DCS multiplayer, so that we could fit 5 humans in here or 3 humans in here. That would be really interesting. Will that ever work? I don't know. We'll have to see. Come and give it a go, see what you think. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed that, and see you later.